This discussion has been very interesting. And we have heard references to other EU countries, how things are done, maybe in Poland or Hungary, and so on. Coming from a Nordic country, Finland, I cannot help myself but raise the question that have you ever taken a look how things are done up north? Nordic countries, Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark and Iceland, even though Iceland is in great financial troubles at the moment. Study after study show that the Nordic model seems to be the best in the world. Nordic countries are most competitive. Nordic countries have the least amount of corruption, bureaucracy. Danes seem to be the most happy nation in the world, according to those studies. We seem to be quite successful with our educational system, and so on. My question to you, Mr. Triuhan, and to all of us is that have you ever thought about taking a look how things are done up north? Is there something that we can share with you? We would love to share our experiences, our knowledge, what we have to give with anybody who is wanting, who is willing to listen to us. Thank you.
Дякую. Можна ще когось? Пані Ольга?
Я хотіла I would like just to expand a bit on what our Finnish colleague said. Definitely, over these years of reforming or independence, definitely the Nordic model, attracted some attention of the Ukrainian researchers. Definitely, I think last year there was a big round table about Swedish model, which think tank under Ozandakov was mounting. So there are different views about the Nordic or Swedish model, for example. And for example, our ambassador does not think that such a model exists. So there are different views. But definitely this is something to look at, and I don't think that we are neglecting this. It's a matter of certainly your bilateral program and European Commission to look at some of the aspects of this Scandinavian and Nordic countries. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I would just add briefly that on the part of Denmark, we have recently started the second phase of a cooperation assistance program with the civil service, with the main department of civil service of Ukraine, which will last from 2010 to 2013. So there is something going on. Ukraine is looking up north. And we know we're not the only EU member country working with the civil service, but if I'm not mistaken, we are the only country among Nordic EU members working directly with the civil service on a bilateral basis. I'm not talking about multilateral programs.
Thank you. I'm very well aware of every project in the civil service area and public administration because I worked for 3 years as a president of the National Academy for Public Administration. And we did a study here on comparison of governance inside executive branch of like governing public service. The problem that we see, and this is what I'm trying to say today, that it is impossible to change or to hope for any changes if we are not seeing that the principal system is totally wrong. I gave example of Zurabo because it is fantastically good that it is exactly Zurabo, but helping improving social protection, not changing that idea and that system is a crime. And the same is happening with civil service. We are having main public service department with the control, which is anti-corruption control, inside it. And we also, at the same time, we have lots of projects which are strengthening capacity. What capacity are you strengthening? If we are not looking into these principles, no discretion, separation of control and management, separation of employment and management. Today, this is all sitting in the same department, the same it was in the Soviet Union. Absolutely the same. So this is the problem. When definitely I accept the comment of Pan Vadim about the 350,000 servants. But I want to say that the system of public administration, which is like the system of social protection about which Zurabov told, is absolutely inadequate and wrong, and working against the goals of this country, is making every public servant, whether he's a fantastically good worker and genius worker even, actually an enemy of the tasks, because for two reasons: implementation and services. Services are a disaster, everybody knows this. Corruption is total. So how are you helping and what are you helping if you're not helping us to change the system and to understand that system? This is what we are trying to call your attention to, that it is impossible to improve the Soviet remnants. Please do not improve them, do not make them stronger. We need to have radical change, but very, very exact. And please have this interview of Zurabov to see more exactly what I mean. There was another thing which happened exactly in the same area. European Union had a project of introducing European system of diagnosis of tuberculosis. That was done, and it all of a sudden brought to very unexpected, radical improvement of the trends in tuberculosis. Why? Because it brought this system, which was the system of diagnosis, which is based on the today's reality, which is mobility of labor, mobility of living. And the Soviet previous system of diagnosing and treating, medical treatment, was based on absolute non-mobility. The prescription of every person to either fixation of person either to a place of living, or basically this 100% employment was the place how it all worked. So until we were continuing diagnosing tuberculosis based on this 100% employment, which didn't exist already for years, we could not achieve anything. And then the moment we introduced this one, which was diagnosing at the actual treatment. So whenever a person comes with some symptoms, the tuberculosis is also looked at, and that helped immediately. It shows that there are in every, sometimes it is easier like this case, sometimes it is much more difficult with the social protection. With the public servant, it is definitely a case which hasn't been even discussed properly, what and how has to be changed.